Hi, everyone, and thanks for being with me on my show. Today, I'm going to talk about something that is Trumpian but is Australian all at the same time. Now, I also want to say to you all, could you please subscribe to my channel, ring the bell for further notifications, do what you need to do in order to, I don't know, help me out, I guess. So I'd really appreciate that if you wouldn't mind. Now, it appears that Donald Trump is planning through his illustrious organisation to build a complex, a large complex, a 89-storey building, in fact, on the Gold Coast. Now, it has met with a bit of pushback, to say the least. And I just want to express my reasons for why I would push back, because I'm going to ask you this question. If someone was to say, I'm going to build a tower, a building, and call it the Epstein building, would you be happy with that? Would that sort of enhance the area in which that building's being placed? Probably not. There would be outrage. Now, if Donald Trump decides to build a building, which he doesn't actually build, he has a contractor that does that. They just assign his name to it. So we must think about what is the meaning behind. Why is it significant to attach Donald Trump's name to a building? Well, because apparently it has marketing value. Now, Donald Trump doesn't necessarily decide what's in the building or what it looks like or anything else for that matter. He's just putting his name to it. That's it. End of story. But what does it mean to us? Well, Trump has been convicted of sexual assault. Trump is predominantly featured in the Epstein files. He is a dishonest, a psychopathic, narcissistic liar. He is one of the most horrible persons on this planet with the most immense amount of power. So, should we celebrate him by allowing his name to be placed on a building, any building? In the United States, his name is placed on many, many buildings where it should not be, but that is his prerogative, I guess, in the US. But here in Australia, we should say, no, that is not the way we care to roll. So I'll bring an article up in a moment which talks about this, and also the petition that's been run in relation to all of this as well, because it's about a lot of people who, for the reasons that I've just outlined, are just as upset about this and see it as a sign of denigrating the Gold Coast instead of celebrating what the Gold Coast has to offer. So it's Trump Tower pitched at Gold Coast Magnet. So I'll put this video up for you, or not video, this news item. So Trump Tower pitched as Gold Coast Magnet for wealthy, but there's others prefer he kept himself in America, is the article on the ABC. A development has proposed building a $1.5 billion 91-story Trump-branded tower in the Gulf. I think it's actually 89, but nevertheless, there are two conflicting issues around that. The project could boost investment, jobs, and visitor appeal, according to one tourism consultant. Some visitors and locals say the Trump brand carries risks, while council awaits a formal development application. Now, there are certainly other issues with regard to the tower. So the Trump Tower developer David Young ran businesses that collapsed, owing $28 million. Now, this would fit him very nicely, I think, with Trump, because we know Trump has gone bankrupt at least 6 times, a couple of casinos for that matter. This man doesn't really know much about business, as he would often have us believe, but nevertheless, the guy that is planning to build this building that is going to have the Trump name plonked on it also is a man of dubious character. The ABC investigations revealed the businessman behind the plan to build a Trump Tower on the Gold Coast ran a development company that collapsed, owing creditors $28 million. A liquidators report shows developer David Young was largely uncontactable and failed to file key financial information after the 2010 business collapse. And there was also a report I read somewhere that David Young said that his collapse of his business occurred during COVID. Well, that wasn't 2010. Nevertheless, the man is dubious. The reality of actually getting this done is unlikely because it hasn't been approved by the local council. And there's also a large move in order to have this this squashed. So there's I'll bring up this as well for you. They could do their worst. Craig is among 70,000 people who oppose Trump's hotel on the Gold Coast. Craig Hill is mobilising tens of thousands of Australians to oppose Donald Trump's luxury Gold Coast hotel. I think that figure's now up to 100,000. The Queensland and legalised cannabis candidate, good for him, launched a petition urging the local council and that government to block the US president's plan to erect a $1.5 billion tower, claiming it will cast a long shadow over the Surfers Paradise region. And for all the reasons that I've mentioned, would you want an Epstein Tower? No, you wouldn't. Would you want a Trump Tower for the same reasons? No, you shouldn't. So everybody should stand up, make a noise in relation to whether Trump's name should be on any bloody building in this country. In fact, it's kind of insulting to think that someone would think that his name has that much value. As I said before, let me know what you think about this video. Please subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate it, and the algorithm loves it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. In the meantime, take care.